Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't posted on YouTube in so freaking long. It's been forever. I have so many life updates for you guys. I have so many things I want to film. And yeah, I don't know what order things are gonna go in, but before I start, I just want to say hi. If you're new here, my name is Carrie. If you've been following me for the past 3 years, you know that I became a UGC creator in 2022 and my business exploded. I got so many clients. Okay, the car just turned off. I got so many clients. I started a coaching business. I started posting on TikTok, and yeah, I gained around over 100,000 followers across all my social medias. I've made 6 figures online, and I'm recently engaged. I'm going to make a whole separate video on that. If that's already posted, then I will go ahead and post that. If not, then that video is coming. This is my gorgeous rock. It's literally everything that I've ever wanted, and it's straight off my Pinterest board. I am married and engaged. It all happened very fast, so that's why I'm gonna make a separate dedicated video on my experience getting engaged, being married, being in a relationship, as a business owner, as a 26-year-old, Gen Z, like all of those things. So what's really been coming up for me lately is to talk about money, because recently my relationship with money has changed so much. So now that I'm in this new marriage and I am literally just so in love and so happy, I am in a marriage where we have traditional roles. So basically, my husband is the provider of the family. We have very traditional roles, which is what I desired. I got exactly what I wanted, to be provided for, to be protected and loved and contained in this way as a woman with a modern twist. I'm not trying to be a 1950s housewife, but I also didn't like the whole 50-50 thing. So I knew I wanted to combine traditional values with modern values and kind of mesh my own principles. Oh my God, it's getting hot in here because the car turned off, but I'll have to go through this video a little bit faster. So because of that, because I'm in this new marriage where I'm being provided for, my relationship with money and business have definitely changed, because I'm no longer earning money from a state of survival. I'm no longer earning to pay bills, to put a roof over my head, to put food in my stomach. Now I'm at a place where my business is transitioning into a pleasure-based business. And one of my coaches talks about this, and I absolutely love it, where basically there's provider money and then there's pleasure money. So I see my husband's income as the provider money, and then my income is the pleasure, play, just overflow, just extra money. And so my relationship with my business has completely changed, and my relationship with money has completely changed. I'm going to turn on the car. I know there's going to be some background noise, but I would rather be comfortable, and I know you guys would rather that too. So I just turned on the car so that I don't die of sweat. It's very, very hot where I am. And so yeah, my relationship with my business have changed, and also with money. And so I wanted to talk about ways that you are still playing small with money, ways that you are still viewing money in a scarce way. You're blocking your abundance. You're blocking the universe from being able to give you all of these blessings, but because you're doing these things. And I'm not saying this as in oh, I'm done and you all need to listen to me. I have just uncovered these codes literally within the past week or few days. I feel like we're never done. I'm never I did all the work and I'm making all this money online, and I'm engaged and and married and living my best. I keep saying engaged, but technically I'm married, because we haven't done the ceremony stuff. That's I'll put that in the video. So yeah, I'm very much on the journey with you guys, and I want to take a new approach to my coaching as well. I feel in the past with my coaching, it's been me look how great my life is, look how much money I'm making. Let me turn on the AC because it's freaking hot in here. I feel a lot of my content not because I was trying to do this, but because I didn't know any better, has been very much like, look how great my life is. You need to do what I do. Like, look, I'm traveling the world. I have a 6-figure business. I'm doing all these cool things. I'm making thousands of dollars from my phone. And while that's true, there's so many things, like there's so much more than that. There's so many things that I go through that I want to be transparent and honest and just real, and just show you guys what it really looks like to be a content creator, what it really looks like to be traveling the world, what it really looks like to be newly married. I want to be just so like open, and I don't want to feel like I'm talking to you guys like how to. I want to feel like we're on this journey together and we're growing and we're learning. The things that I'm going to say in this video, I still catch myself doing. So it's not like, oh, like, you know, like I'm still working through these things, and I just have the level of awareness to bring this to you, and hopefully we can walk together and grow and evolve together. So one of the first things that I realized was blocking my abundance was binge eating. I'm still working through overeating. Ever since I was a little girl, I can remember eating until I felt sick, eating until my stomach would hurt, eating past the point of pleasure. And so what I realized is that when you cannot appreciate abundance can turn into scarcity, because most of us, if you're watching this video, if you have internet, you have an abundant amount of food. You can walk in a grocery store and fill your cart with pretty much anything you want. You can go and order Uber Eats right now. You know, like most of us, if you're watching this video, if you have internet, you have access to an abundant amount of food because you can just go to your grocery store down the street. And so what was happening with me is that I would eat past the point of pleasure. I would basically just stuff my face because subconsciously it was like I need to like grab onto like all this food. Like subconsciously I felt like unsafe and scarce, and so I would stuff my face until I would feel sick. And this is true in so many other things. You might be somebody who goes to a hotel and you don't necessarily need the extra lotion and shampoo bottles that they have at the hotel, but you find yourself stuffing your suitcase with all of the extra toiletries they give you at the hotel just because you don't need those toiletries. So like over consuming past the point of pleasure is living in scarcity. Taking on more than what you desire because it's there is scarcity. Another example of this, I'm trying to think from like my own personal life, traveling. So when I was traveling the world, right now I'm in the United States, I'm about to be traveling again. You guys know I travel the world and it's been the biggest blessing of my life. And so I'm about to go on my Euro summer trip this is the first international trip I'm going with my husband. I'm going to meet my friends abroad. It's going to be so much fun. But when I was first traveling back in 2022 and really the first full year in 2023, I found myself traveling past the point of pleasure. I never talked about this because I wasn't in a space where I felt safe enough to talk about this. But there were points in that first full year in 2023. So I started traveling December 2022. I didn't come home until November of 2023. So basically 11 months, a full year of traveling without coming home, without seeing my family, which was a really cool experience. I'm so grateful and I freaking loved it. But if I'm being honest with myself, there were points in that year where I was like, I just want to hug my mom. I want to go home. I want to see this person for their birthday. Like there were so many moments in that first full year of being a digital nomad where I was like wanting to go back. But because I was just like in this, like I have to travel, like it was just so readily available to me. And then it became like traveling was like a checklist. So it's like the countries I would go to, it felt like I was like, okay, check, I've been in this country. Check, I've been in this country. And I just wanted countries and passport stamps and countries under my belt. And it became like just like a check. Like, let me just this over consuming past the point of pleasure. And so that's something that I learned, that scarcity is actually a good thing, because when I came back to the United States, I stayed for a few months before going back abroad. That time back in the United States was everything, because traveling then became scarce, because I was back home. I was back, living in one place for a few months, and I was able to have this scarcity, this separation, this space that became the gratitude. This like separation became the gratitude that I needed to miss traveling. And now I haven't traveled in nearly a year. Last time I was abroad was in September of 2024, and it's the end of June, and I've been living in Miami. I've been engaged. I've been just enjoying being back in the US, and I had to kind of like really be like, okay, instead of like being like, oh, I have to be the traveler, I have to be the one to travel the world, like this like identity, I had to be like, what do I actually want? Like, do I want to be traveling right now? No. I want to travel. I love traveling. It's always going to be a part of me. But right now, I want to be in the United States. I want to be around my family. I want to start dating. I want to get engaged. Okay, I want to get married. So, that's why I chose to stay in the United States for the past almost year, about like 9 months, because I stopped feeling like, oh, it's there, and just started being like, okay, like what is it that I really want? Another example of this is on Christmas, my parents would spend so much money when I was a kid. They would spend, to me, it's so much money because we didn't have crazy amounts of money. I mean, we were pretty like middle class, but my mom would spend like over $1,000 per kid. And for me, this was like a huge deal. And I found myself just like in the store being able to get what I want and just getting it to get it. Like, have you ever done that where it's like, maybe there's something expensive that you want? Maybe it's an expensive designer bag. Maybe it's an expensive perfume. Maybe it's like, I don't know, like something expensive that typically would be out of reach. And instead of tapping into yourself and being like, do I want this? You choose it because it's there and because you have the money in your bank account. So that's also living in scarcity. Taking on more than past your point of desire, choosing things because they are expensive or they cost a lot. Like, there's people who buy designer clothing and items, or designer cars, like expensive cars, like luxury things. I freaking love luxury. But there was also a point where I just wanted luxury because it's the most expensive thing. Instead of being like, is this truly what I desire and what I want? That is freedom. That is abundance. Abundance is choice. Abundance is freedom. Abundance is like free will. It's not choosing the thing because you want to flex on people or because, oh, I have to have the most expensive thing. It's truly tapping in and being like, what's my heart's desire right now? So these are a few things. Another thing that could be blocking your abundance is thinking that you need to make more money to feel abundant. You don't need more money to feel, to be abundant. Not even feel, like to be abundant. I'm like spitting everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that. A lot of people think that wealth and to be rich and to be abundant is attached to a dollar amount, but wealth, rich, abundance is a state of consciousness. It is a state of mind. It is belief, and it is consciousness. And we know this because I know this personally. I'm going to make a whole video on this. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing more vulnerable things. But when I started making 6 figures, it didn't change my consciousness. When I started making more money in the beginning, I was still in the state of consciousness as if I was broke. And the reason why I know this is because I was still running out of money. I was still living month to month, making 6 figures. Yes, you think, oh, my life will be so much better if I made $100,000, $200,000, whatever the number is. Maybe it's in the millions for you. Maybe it's less than that. But it won't be, because your mindset, your habits, and your ways of being are still the same. So without changing your ways of being, you become the same person just with the thing. And that's so boring. Like, I don't want to be the same person just with the thing. I want to be a completely different person. And so I was making 6 figures, still always running out of money. I was still afraid that it would all fall apart. Like, oh, like I'm not going to make money this month. I was still on edge. I was still not paying my bills on time, making thousands of dollars more than I was previously. So I'm saying this to say that it truly does start with how you think, how you behave, your ways of being, and more money is not going to solve your problem. There's so many people who get more money, and maybe you have experienced this, and their situation doesn't change. Maybe they have a nicer car, maybe they have a nicer house, but that internal fear, the feeling of scarcity, the feeling like it's all running out, the feeling like you're not going to make enough, the feeling like you never have enough, those feelings are not attached to a dollar amount. It's attached to consciousness and states of being. And that's why there's people who make $50,000. This is like real stuff. You can go like research this. There's people who make $50,000 a year salary, and they're able to contain more money. They're able to hold more money. They have a bigger savings account. Their capacity to grow and hold money is bigger than somebody who might be making millions of dollars, because the person making millions of dollars could be in a consciousness, they could be month to month. Like, I've heard of people, like, this is like true stuff, people who, and you may not be aware of this because you may not be in these kind of worlds, but there are people who make millions of dollars per month and they cannot pay their bills. They're still late on their bills. They cannot pay their team members. They still feel this internal anxiety of being chased by a lion, of feeling like it's all running out, as if there's not enough. So expanding your wealth consciousness, your abundance consciousness, expanding all of this, it starts with your being. It starts with your current state and your current identity around money. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a long one and a juicy one. I can't wait to start making more videos. I just had this realization that, like, and my throat kind of hurts after these videos, so I'm gonna do like inner work on like, why is it that when I start making talking videos my throat always hurts? It's so weird. Maybe like I'll give you guys an update on that. But the reason why I'm making this video and I'm going to post this video is because I had so many stories and limiting beliefs that I couldn't post YouTube videos. Oh, my camera is not fixed. Like, all these different things. And this entire time, all I had to do was whip out my iPhone. And that's how it was when I first started my business. I just used what I had available. And it's almost like the less that I used, the more potent it was. And the more I tried to upgrade things, like when I first started my business, like everything was just so simple and so easy. And then I started getting in my head of like, oh, I need like the latest this and the latest that. And I can't post because I don't have this and it has to be like this. And now I'm coming back to the beginning of like, the less I use, the less equipment that I use, the less editing tools that I use, the more potent the message is. The deeper the transmission is, the closer I feel to you guys, I don't even know if I said that right, but I feel closer to you guys. I feel more connected just being like this, just being like, here's my freaking camera. Like, this is me. Here I am. This is me in my car, in my husband's truck. We're at our community right now. We own now a community in Ohio. So I'm in Ohio, and it's been so cool. I cannot even believe that he has obtained this beautiful property of apartments and seeing the tenants and seeing the community in this little town. So yeah, I'm just coming back to like, you know what? All I need to do is hit record. That's really how I started my content business. Like, all I need to do is hit record. Like, I don't need all the lights and all the stuff. Like, this is it. Like, this is me. So if you like this video, give this a thumbs up. I'm doing a lot of inner work. I'm not going to come out here and be like, I'm going to be posting every day, 3 times a week. Like, I'm still undoing and working through a lot of emotions, conditioning, program, mindset around business and money and who I want to be online and how I want to show up. And do I want to be an influencer? Do I want to be a coach? Do I want to be a traveler? Like, I'm still working through all of these different layers of like how I want to show up online now, who I get to be now that I'm in this new marriage and everything is just so different. So give me grace. What I want from you guys is honestly just grace, because I don't know who the fuck I am right now, like, honestly. But I love you guys so much, and if you see me, you see me. If you don't, you don't. But I'm really excited to get back into posting again. I will put all my links down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you hopefully in my next one. Bye, guys.